Hello and welcome to the Citi Newsroom from our studios at number 5 Ola Hansen Lane at Tessano here in Accra. My name is Vivian Kai. Local coming up. Nursing mothers who are unable to get vaccines for their babies urge the government to act swiftly to bring the vaccines into the country.
Go to the nearest hospital or clinic to get it, but I tried polyclinic, Kanish Polyclinic, so that's the one closer to us. I tried that place too, so they also said they don't have it, so there's a shortage.
Also coming up, the National Democratic Congress closes nomination for presidential candidate position of the party.
It is closed for this year and for next year's elections. At the close of nominations at 5 p.m. today, 4 persons
a new president on Saturday.
Presidential and National Assembly elections hold tomorrow, and there's a lot of enthusiasm. We have 93 million people registered to vote, and at least 93% of them have their permanent voters card, with which they are going to vote.
And later, President Akufo-Addo to meet family of Christian Atsu, the Sports Ministry and the Ghana Football Association on Monday to finalize details of the late footballer's burial.
The family and the ministry, and that's the state, the government, is working together to give our brother a state funeral. And we are going to call on His Excellency, the President of the Republic, on Monday.
Let's bring in details of the stories. And some nursing mothers are worried that the shortage of essential vaccines for infants will pose a threat to their children and increase their vulnerability to the diseases that the vaccines seek to protect them against. There has been a general shortage of children's vaccines for measles and polio for months now. Now, during a visit to some healthcare facilities in Accra, for example, the mothers said they are forced to go to other hospitals in search of some of the vaccines. We have more on this report.
Nellie, a nursing mother, tells Citi News her baby missed a polio vaccine last month due to the shortage across the country.
So the Ghana Health Service says that measles, tuberculosis, polio and some other vaccines are supposed to be administered to your child.
She has missed one. That one too, they said they had a shortage, and then we were asked to go to the nearest hospital or clinic to get it. But I tried polyclinic, Kanish Polyclinic, so that's the one closer to us. I tried that place too, so they also said they don't have it, so there's a shortage.
Aside from polio, the Ghana Health Service has confirmed the shortage of BCG, a vaccine for tuberculosis and measles rubella. The confirmation is on the back of widespread reports about the shortage for over a month. These vaccines under the expanded program on immunization have been shown to be effective in preventing disease-specific morbidity and mortality. But the service has assured the vaccines will be available in the next 2 weeks.
There are 3 key traditional vaccines that we have run out towards the end of the year. This is the OPV, that's the polio virus vaccine. We have the BCG, and then the measles rubella vaccine. We were supposed to procure in the fourth quarter of the year for 2023. And due to the currency fluctuation, the amount of funds that was available in cities could not meet up. So orders are being made now, and we're expecting that within the next 2 weeks, we'll be able to catch up. We know that we have shortages across the country in all those areas, but that's not the situation. So we are working with the UNICEF and our partners to ensure that within a few weeks, we are able to bring in these 3 vaccines, all other vaccines.
Citi News visited the Greater Accra Regional Hospital Ridge, Kanishin, Adabraka and Kolebu polyclinics. Even though managers of these facilities refuse to speak on the matter, some parents say they are forced to move from one health center to the other in search of these vaccines for their children.
Yeah, Miss yes, into me down, me mobile by me, na me person corner petting, a sea bean yo. Ya me didn't call fan call barrier. Oh, na me call you.
And one of them now see a one.
Oh, honeymoon so searching now, so a caba, kuna, a jamudi wa my.
This month in Wenyebi.
When I gave birth, the vaccine that they have to give to my baby at birth, that's the BCG. I didn't get it at the facility that I gave birth to. So they asked me to visit other facilities. Maybe I can get it because there's... I have to went to Shikura Community Hospital. I didn't get it. So they... equally directed me to Mamprobi Polyclinic. Yes, and I went to Mamprobi Polyclinic and I got some there.
Mekwakawe, and the polyclinic, any Eshadai, any Iran clinic, almost say be no. And then me buy some barber try, say be a many be Wahanumana, but I still no more say, Menquadis in the following months, Nakamasamba.
The Health Committee of Parliament and the Pediatric Society of Ghana, among others, have also joined the calls on government to, as a matter of urgency, take all the necessary steps to procure these vaccines. However, these mothers lament the shortage will increase the vulnerability of children to the diseases the vaccines seek to protect them against, hence an immediate intervention from the government.
Yeah. So you were told to go to some other clinics for the vaccine, and you've been to
Yeah, exactly.
and as a mother with a 5-month-old baby, how is this making you feel?
Well, I'm not comfortable with it because I think that will have an effect on my baby, something of that sort.
A hard dream, pa. If you say, well, you be a man, it's all you be. A bon impum mobile. Na many been a hard dream, as someone try no more maybe bra.
Let's still stay with the story. Let's take you to the Ashanti region because over there, parents whose babies have not taken some vaccines due to the shortage fear lives of their children could be at risk if authorities don't address the issue as early as possible. Our correspondent over there brings us more.
Parents lament that for some time now, they have been finding it difficult to have access to some essential vaccines for their babies in the Ashanti region. For instance, a mother who visited a health facility for polio vaccine for her baby but was turned away was left frustrated.
My experience is when my son was 3 months, I came for weighing. They told me the polio 3 is shortage here, so I had to wait for 2 months.
And when you came around, with those whose children are 9 months and those who are 1.5, what were some of the things that you heard them saying? What were some of the challenges they face with respect to the vaccine?
Them saying it's shortage here, but I don't know. I can't speak for them, but I don't know. But I heard someone saying it, that some is not there, it's not available.
Because after they went inside, they came here?
Yeah, they came here.
Aside from polio vaccines, many parents noted that measles vaccines have not been available at various health facilities. a mother. Memuna Tumumuni, who has been speaking to Citi News, warns authorities to ensure the matter is urgently addressed.
They said next month the vessel will be ready. So I hope that by next month the vessel will be ready.
So is it the first time you're coming here that they are turning you away and giving you explanation that they don't have the vaccines?
No, this is not the first time. But I'm not panicking about the vaccines not here or not. Inshallah, no diseases will catch my child. And we are lodging complaint that we are begging them that they should bring it earlier so that they will inject our child and they will not get ill.
Some parents and members of the general public are urging authorities to ensure adequate measures are put in place to address the issue of shortage of vaccines across the country, particularly the measles vaccines. For Citi News, I'm Edward Oponmafo, Kumasi.
We'll wrap up with this story and take you to the Bono region because some mothers in the Sunyani municipality of the Bono region who were unable to get vaccines for their babies after visiting health facilities in the municipality are urging the government to act swiftly to bring some of the vaccines into the country. Now, oral polio vaccine is top of some of the vaccines that are
at the various health facilities across the Bono region. Top on the list is oral polio vaccine. Though officials of these health facilities visited refused to speak on the issue, some mothers who were unable to get oral polio vaccine for their children spoke on the situation.
Me we 40 days ni. 1 month 2 weeks any.
Now buy no father so selected.
Ya buy nya bi. Ya say anwa ye den pa ye ko ba bia ye say bi ni ho. Nti ye sra ban ni san ko me bi mra fi say yenim de aduro ni ye ma mofra no e bi ni ho ye nso ye suro. Ti da bia ye friends fo ni bisa wo mo. Omo so say bi ni ho nti ye say ye hu de ye nyen mofra no. Ana ye ma me mo nya aduro ni bi nso abofra nanum. Nti aban ni nya hu bibi ma ye.
O de le ba no mti bi wo me no. Mti ba wo abofra.
Passion, what's my one panel? Come pa. Na the Eliso ye numena ye nye bi almost asa.
Today na work catch by.
The more catch by say omo pebimba na ye nya bi because me ba 1 week no kwampa nya bi am so nenu. Nti the be catch by say omo ma ye bi na yeso ye man omo nya bi mfa so omo nu.
What me nya panena wo ma no.
If I try one no. Ni no ni sre ni banku ni ni fa no mo wo pane no
na de we na wanya
ni di so anu na mo anya bia wo e de aso no bi ni honti.
Wisdom Akakpo Teke, who accompanied the wife to the hospital but could not get oral polio vaccine for his child, has this to say on the issue.
Okay, in fact, I'm pleading with the government that he should provide the various hospitals with the vaccine. In fact, I was very surprised to hear that there's a shortage. So the government should, I'm pleading with him that he should provide the hospitals with such vaccines.
Efforts to get authorities at the Bono Regional Health Directorate were unsuccessful. I am Michael Saponifum for Citi News.
NDC has closed picking up of nomination forms for presidential candidates position of the party. The NDC says 4 aspirants have so far picked up the forms to be in the flag bearership race. Now, the NDC opened the picking up of nominations for presidential and parliamentary primaries from February 22nd to February 24th. And Philip, what more can you tell us?
The Elections Committee of the National Democratic Congress has stated that after the entire process, that is the picking up of nomination forms for the presidential candidate on the ticket of the NDC, 4 individuals picked up their nomination forms. That is a former president of the country, that is John Dramani Mahama, also the former mayor of Kumasi, Kojo Bonso, a former finance minister, Dr. Kwabena Dufour, and Ernest Kofi Kobia.
On Wednesday, 22nd February, we started the process of accepting nominations and giving nomination forms to those who are ready to contest for parliamentary seats and presidential elections in the 2024 general and presidential elections on behalf of the National Democratic Congress. At exactly 5 p.m. today, that exercise has ended and it is closed for this year and for next year's elections. At the close of nominations at 5 p.m. today, 4 persons have picked up nomination forms from this committee, and they are as follows in the order in which they appeared. Former President John Dramani Mahama, Mr. Ernest Kweku Kobia, Honorable Kojo Bonsu, and Dr. Kwabena Dufour.
The Elections Committee of the National Democratic Congress further indicated that it is unable to disclose the number of individuals that have picked up nomination forms for the parliamentary primaries.
For the parliamentary, the process actually started 12 midnight, 22nd February, and is expected to end 12. However, what we see on our machines is extremely encouraging. We think that we are being oversubscribed because the NDC is the most attractive brand in the politics of Ghana today. And at the appropriate time, we'll give you the exact figures with the party.
Reporting for Citi News from the NDC headquarters at Adabraka, my name is Philip Ni Latte.
Meanwhile, the National Democratic Congress's women's wing in the Ashanti region has refuted claims that their members paid for the nomination form of former Finance Minister Dr. Kwabena Dufour. Now, the Ashanti Regional Women's Organizer of the NDC, who led a delegation to pick up the nomination forms, alleged the women's wing endorsed Mr. Dufour's intention to contest as the party's flag bearer. Citi News' Ashanti Regional Correspondent Hafiz Tijani reports.
NDC women organizers and their deputies from 47 constituencies in the Ashanti region condemned the development.
We gathered here to distinguish the Ashanti women's wing from what our regional women organizer said yesterday, that we contributed some amount of money for her to pick up a form for Dr. Kwabena Dufour, which is false and should be treated as the contempt that it deserves. Because it's never true. We've never had a meeting to support any candidate. They are all from the NDC, and with due time we will come out in our numbers or individually to show our support for whoever.
Who pick a form? There was nothing like that, and we stand to clear
the statement that we haven't made any decision. She made that decision personally by herself. We didn't say her. So whatever she is doing it personally.
The Ashanti Regional Deputy Women Organizer of the NDC, Felix Menu, called on the party to use its structures to sanction Madame Jose.
All that we are saying or all that we are telling the press is all the constituency women's organizers across Ghana and NDC as a whole should know that it's false. We have nothing to do with what she said yesterday. We don't have anything to do with it, and we don't agree on anything that she did. Party structures. We are seeking for a sanction. We want our bosses, the national executives and the regional executive to come to our aid, take a decision that will fit what she did.
Dr. Kobna Dufour has declared his intentions to contest as flag bearer of the NDC.
The Electoral Commission EC boss, Jean Mensah, is expected to appear before Parliament on Tuesday, February 28, 2023, together with the National Identification Authority's boss to brief the House on its proposed constitutional instrument. This comes after the minority in Parliament opposed the briefing by the EC officials on Thursday due to her absence. We have more in this report.
The minority in Parliament on Thursday fiercely opposed a briefing by officials of the Electoral Commission and the National Identification Authority (NIA) on a proposed constitutional instrument that seeks to make the Ghana card the sole document for registration onto the voters' register for the upcoming elections. This was due to the absence of the EC boss, Jean Mensah. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, directed that the House re-invite the heads of both institutions to appear before the Committee on the Whole as soon as possible. During proceedings on Friday, the Majority Leader, Osei Mensah Bonsu, announced that the EC boss will provide the briefing on the CI to the Committee on the Whole on Tuesday, February 28, 2023.
The EC officials had established contacts with the chairperson, who had agreed to come down today for us to have members have to pick their forms. It will not be possible for us to do that. It will not be wise for us to do that. For which reason, the chairperson then has delayed her coming, and is coming Monday in order for us to have the Committee of the Whole meeting on Tuesday, rather. So just to inform members that because that was not known, it didn't feature in the business statement. So Tuesday, we will continue with the Committee of the Whole meeting.
The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, also announced that the State of the Nation's address would be delivered by President Akufo-Addo on Wednesday, March 8, 2023.
The date of the SUNA. Initially, the Business Committee announced 28th February. After that, I in particular saw that the 28th February was not a suitable day. And so I personally got in touch through the Majority Leader with His Excellency the President. And after extensive discussion, it was shifted to the 8th of March. It's for a good reason that His Excellency finally agreed to the 8th. It was a safe, as you know, is a very important day for all of us. And there will be an important national event at home. His Excellency is expected. He must be there to perform his duty. Then on the 7th, definitely for good reason, it cannot be held on the 7th. So we both had to agree to sacrifice some other assignments.
You're still watching the City Newsroom. My name is Vivian Kai Loco. When we come back, we'll throw the spotlight on Nigeria as it prepares to elect a new president on Saturday. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Galamsey man and woman, chiefs, Papa farmer, Papa soldier and policeman, Mr. DCE, Mr. politician and businessman, Mr. foreigner, your greed is destroying our future. You are selling our precious rich farmlands. You are destroying our forests. Our forests will be depleted and we will have next to nothing from cocoa exportation. If we do not end this, your sons and daughters will live in a very dark future, filled with diseases, violence, famine, and poverty. We have the power to correct the wrong by standing together and supporting government to stop the pollution and destruction. There are community mining and alternative livelihood programs happening in your communities. Sign on and mine the legal and responsible way. Ghana, let's unite and work together to end Galamsey. This message is powered by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the Minerals Commission.
High sense, yet yasie. Ensuto, nanso form da so yedi. Nesenti, yasheshe bibi sunku kra dia mamo. Yatu ni din se High Sense Super Promo. Ye niema ne buono. Esa hwe ni nyina bio. Impo ye mfa so mpo. Ye free so. Se de be ye mfa so dia dia mmo. Ye call no first come, first serve. And niema no sa na sa High Sense Super Promo yi. Ewe showrooms nyina. Ewo Ghana fa na nyina. High Sense one amount 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. Ye niema border from change ya kenyina. E change ya kenyina. High Sense e change ya kenyina. Na ye papa change ya kenyina. Kayo, every 28 February, akofim 8 March. A High Sense Super Promo. High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.
And you're welcome back to the City Newsroom. My name is Vivian Kai Loco. Now the countdown to the presidential and senatorial elections in Nigeria is on, and over 90 million eligible voters are expected to cast their ballot to elect a new crop of leaders to govern that country. Now, prior to the elections, 3 candidates have been touted as key contenders.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) of Nigeria has cleared 18 candidates to contest for the presidency in 2023 general elections. A total of 93.5 million Nigerians are eligible to vote on key issues bordering on the economy, unemployment, security, religion, and the plummeting value of the naira. Elections in Nigeria since 1999 have heavily featured 2 main political parties, including the All Progressives Congress, APC, and the People's Democratic Party, PDP. For instance, Nigerians elected Olusegun Obasanjo and Umaru Yar'Adua, both of the PDP, in 2003 and 2007 respectively. However, in 2015 and 2019, power shifted to the camp of the APC as the sitting President Buhari was elected into government. Meanwhile, going into the 2023 election, 3 candidates are touted to be key contenders come Saturday, February 25. 71-year-old Bola Ahmed Tinubu is contesting on the ticket of the governing party, the All Progressives Congress APC. Hailing from Lagos in southwest region of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu is a 2-time former governor of Lagos and is credited with attracting foreign investment and improving public transport. He faces various accusations of corruption and has even been linked to allegations of drug trafficking in the US, all of which he has denied.
Rebuilding.
76-year-old Atiku Abubakar comes into the scene as a former vice president of Nigeria and is vying to lead the country as presidential candidate of the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP. As he has been vocal about various government policies and the current economic quagmire.
In my position with the upsurge of demands for a slight extension of the monetary conversion policy, the January 31st deadline is certainly going to cause heavy discomfort on our people, and it will be magnanimous on the part of government and the regulatory agency to ease the burden on the people in the public interest. While we can continue with sensitizing the public on the impending imperative of mobile banking policy, it is important for the CBN to consider an extension of the time that the public can convert their unbanked monies into new notes, thereby reducing the financial consequences on these vulnerable citizens. I believe that such a painful experience is not the intention behind the currency redesign initiative.
However, Peter Obi is likely to pull a surprise in this contest. Peter we know is 61 years, meaning he's not as old as the other likely successive contenders, and he's hoping to break the two-party system which has been dominant in Nigeria elections since the end of the military rule in 1999. Well, Peter was in the People's Democratic Party, that is the PDP, until last year when he fell out with the party. Well, his advantage is that he is a Christian from the south, unlike the others who are contesting with him in this election. The next Nigerian president faces a daunting task following the rampant insecurity, the skyrocketing unemployment rate, and a worsening economic outlook. Meanwhile, a local journalist in Nigeria has been gauging the mood in the country few hours to the all-important election.
Nigeria at least 93% of them have their with which they are going to vote. So the mood in the country is that of enthusiasm to elect a new leader, more so because we are going into the election without an incumbent on the ballot. So all the contestants have not been in that office before. So the mood is that of enthusiasm, and people are hoping that the elections will be credible, to be fair, and it will be peaceful, so that it reflects the best wishes of the people.
INEC also cleared 1,101 candidates for the 109 senatorial seats and the 3,122 candidates for the 360 seats in the House of Representatives. Polls on Saturday will begin from 8 a.m. and close at 2 p.m.
We still stay with the story, and let's speak to our correspondent Fred, who's been interacting with some Nigerians here in Ghana. Fred, if you can hear me, what more do you have?
Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria, goes to the poll tomorrow to elect a presidential candidate and members of parliament.
I would have been there, but I don't have my voter's card anyway. That was why you see me, I stay back in Ghana. But that notwithstanding, everything that is happening there, we are hearing what is happening.
The land borders are going to be closed. In that case, how are you going to cope?
Of course, we are going to stay in our station here until the election is over. It's just 2 days, just 1 day, Saturday. Immediately the election is over, the business will pick up again. There's going to be people coming from Nigeria coming to other parts of West African countries. So our vehicles will still be on the road. You understand? That will be bringing people from Lagos down to all these parts of, all these African countries.
Very soon I will be going back to Nigeria. Yeah.
We've heard that the borders will be closed, especially the land borders. How would you manage to go?
When we get there, we'll just find a way to cross because I'm desperate to vote. So I have to go there and vote because I'm a good Nigerian. So I have to go there and vote.
Some of them who believe that the election must be based on issues are outlining some of the critical sectors of the economy they believe a new government should spearhead and make sure they bring some sort of relief to the people of Nigeria.
Tinubu is a builder of human being. It will take you from nothing to become something in life. So that is the kind of person we needed in Nigeria. He's a builder. What he did in Lagos State when he was a governor of Lagos State for 8 years is one of the things that is making us to say yes. What he did in Lagos, it can be replicated in Nigeria.
Which aspect of Nigeria's economy do you want him to tackle first?
Oh, of course, security. Security is one of the things we want him to tackle first. Security, because we have a lot of challenges in security.
We are the giant of Africa, so we need the best candidate that will emerge to change the situation of this country, our country, Nigeria.
What key policy or sectors of the economy would you want personally, any leader who takes up the mantle changes?
Educational sector, that is number one. You understand me? Once educational sector is being corrected, every other sector will be corrected as well.
As far as the economic is concerned, all we need in Nigeria is good road and lights. That is our problem now, and good government.
How terrible is the light situation?
Since when I was born, the light has been going and becoming. So there is no changing of lights. But in those big men area, they have lights. But in poor man area, they used to off and on.
From the transport operators at Atsu, we've now moved to Tiptoe Lane here at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, where a number of them are dealers in phone accessories, and most of them also being Nigerians who obviously have interest in what is happening back at home. I would love to speak to some of them. Omo Niger, Charlie, what's your full name?
My full name is Asogwa Cornelius Chukwode.
What do you do here?
Oh, I'm a businessman.
For how long have you been in Ghana?
Like 5 years.
Now, what really brought you from Nigeria to Ghana?
Oh, just like you can see, I'm doing business. So I'm into phone accessory. So I import mainly glass and covers. So
tomorrow is a big day at home. Tomorrow, is your election in Nigeria. What are you hearing from Nigeria, and what is your interest?
Oh, my own there is like that election. You see, the way the things are going there. If I was in Nigeria, like in my side, I'm from Southeast, so that side they are saying no election there. So, but if I was there, I would like to vote. I would like to vote.
And if you would want to vote, there are 18 candidates on the ballot. Which one would you go for?
Oh, any man on his right senses is supposed to vote P2B. That one is. This total destruction. So
you say total destruction. What do you mean? What is happening in Nigeria now?
Even it's not only Nigeria alone. If you look around Africa, things are happening. Look at corruption everywhere. Problem like it's no longer in news. Everybody is already even an infant. Everybody know what is happening. Like the way the government are doing to the people. Look at what happened at 2020, killing of the youth. We don't want that. So we want a new government, those that can look after us, see to our new, like see to what the people need, like what new things.
What do the people need in Nigeria?
What's, you know what, like
1, 2, 3 of them, name any of them.
Like in Nigeria, like we need electricity. We need, if you come to Ghana here, water is not an issue. So we need water. Like in those rural areas, they need water. And security. Those are the 3 major problems we are facing there.
Being the giants of Africa in terms of population and economy, they are obviously our friends and relatives. What can we say than to wish them well in their elections? My name is Fred Duo reporting from Tudu here for Citi News.
You know, trade disputes have persisted between members of the Ghana Union of Traders Association. Who have constantly been accused of violating Ghana's trade laws. Nigerian traders in Ghana are expecting the winner of Saturday's elections in their home country to collaborate more with the Ghana government for a lasting solution. We'll take you to the Ashanti region where Hafiz Tijani has more.
Christian George hails from Enugu State in Nigeria and has lived in Ghana for 6 years. Issues ranging from insecurity, corruption, and the recent cash struggle in his home country are getting him worried every day.
So many things have occurred in Nigeria now. You know, Nigeria is a big country, so full of population. So many people there, so different news, good one, bad one. Yeah, so I've heard good ones, I've heard bad ones. Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Oh, the good one makes me feel relief, but the bad one makes me feel terrified. So yeah, just thinking about it.
What are some of the bad things you hear?
You know, the short of currency, something like that. Yeah, it's not good to hear. Yeah.
George and other young Nigerians living in Ghana have high expectations ahead of in the polls to tackle insecurity in Nigeria head-on.
Firstly, I wanted to stop the corruption going on in Nigeria. Especially, like I said, the Boko Haram, that is the first thing I wanted to stop. Then secondly, the issue of the lights. Sometimes we don't have stability of light and we don't have lights like that. So we want them to also make that happen. And sometimes they went for strike, school strike and all that. So we want them to make everything right this time. But firstly, I wanted to stop the corruption going on in Nigeria, like Boko Harams, the killing.
Like based on the killings of people, the killing of innocent people, yeah, that one needs to stop. It needs to stop because killing there is too much. So we are praying that by God's grace, if PW win the election, that we do something about it.
Ghana is described as a peaceful country for the Nigerian community who find the business atmosphere to be conducive. Trade disputes are not uncommon between Nigerian traders and their Ghanaian counterparts who have constantly accused them of breaching trade laws in Ghana. The Nigerian Trade Union in Ghana also expects the winner of Saturday's elections to help find a lasting solution to this recurring matter.
We want to see a president who will hear our cry. We have suffered a lot here in Ghana, honestly speaking. We have gone through a lot, at least at the hand of Ghana Union of Traders Association in terms of competition. But I know that by God's grace, we are solving the problems small now. But we are looking up for a president, a government who will come in and have a very big interest in our problem here in Ghana and solve it once and for all.
Ashanti Regional Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Traders Association Ghana, Chief Kizito Obiora, says most of their members are traveling back home to cast their votes.
All of us, in fact, a lot of people have traveled. A lot of our members have traveled. We advise all our members, all Nigerian community here in Ghana, to have their PVC. Me too, I have my own PVC, but only I'm not feeling well now. That's why I didn't travel. If not, I'm supposed to be in Nigeria by now.
With few hours to go, the Nigerian voters will decide who is best to lead the oil-rich country. There's high expectation among the Nigerian community in Ghana ahead of the country's elections on Saturday. Nigerian traders in Ghana want the winner of this election to help address their trade issues in Ghana. Hafiz Tijani.
It's still President Akufo-Addo to meet family of Ghana Football Association on Monday to finalize details of the late footballer's burial. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
A great journey lies ahead of us all, and we all have different paths carved out for us. No matter who you are and the path you're on, make sure you choose a partner you can trust, a partner with integrity who will always give you the support you need when you need it. No matter what you do and where you are in your journey in life, you are very significant, and so is the path you're on. Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG, cherishes financial security as much as you do and shares the same values as you. That is why we are the right financial partner to stand with you. We are now one of the largest banks in Ghana, and we are ready to partner and work with you. CBG, we stand with you.
This is the neighborhood I'm having my twins.
The very reason why I took it for us. See, the price is very good and it's spacious to contain all of us.
Alphabet City. Now I'm a landlord. I don't pay rent. And my Airbnb business is booming.
To me, Pamini, bank and I'm going to say Alphabet City. The payment plan, I want to share my just say, very smooth.
This is a healthy place to raise our families and creating peace. Come on, be my neighbor.
Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Alphabet City is a classy and peaceful gated community in Sakumono. We have 24/7 top-notch security and high-quality access roads. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, 3 bedrooms and 3 washrooms with boys' quarters. We have 3 bedrooms and 4 washrooms. We have 2 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, all with beautiful kitchens and kitchenettes. Call Alphabet City on 0240-111119 or 050-44-99999. Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Creamy Plus is a fully skimmed evaporated milk. Creamy Plus is available in a shop near you.
This message has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
And welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Now, President Akufo-Addo will meet the family of Christian Atsu, the Sports Ministry and the Ghana Football Association on Monday to finalize details of the late footballer's burial. This was confirmed on Friday by the Sports Minister, Mustafa Yusuf, after a meeting with officials from the GFA and Atsu's family. Now, City Sports' Evans Ofochumanso has been following this story. Evans, what more can you tell us?
So the family of the late Christian Atsu, officials from the Ghana Football Association today, Friday, paid a courtesy call on the Sports Minister, Mustafa Yusuf, at the Sports Ministry. They deliberated the one-week observation of the late footballer and also plans for his funeral. Speaking to Citi News, Mustafa Yusuf summed up the meeting this morning.
It is unfortunate that we have lost him at this age, but the good thing we also are comforted with is the impactful life that he has lived. So, government is working together to give our brother a state funeral, and we are going to call on His Excellency the President of the Republic on Monday. And once we call on His Excellency the President on Monday, the plans that the family has tabled to the ministry and the GFA, we will then make it public, because it is subject to we getting confirmation from His Excellency the President of the Republic. Like I said, he's the #1 gentleman of this great country, and he's very much interested in a befitting funeral. They are proposing the Anjingano AstroTurf, but it is yet to be confirmed. So once the confirmation is done, by Monday, all the issues will be done. A committee too have been put in place, a funeral planning committee have been put in place by this ministry, which is working with the family and the FA to ensure that everything that is needed to ensure that we have a very good funeral is done.
I'm sure you follow the humanity work of Christian Atsu. Let me pick your thoughts on that, what he did for humanity before he passed away.
That is why I said, even though he lived just 31 years on earth, but he has a very impactful life by touching the life of many other people, not only in Ghana, but across the world. We've seen testimony coming from not only in Ghana, but across the world. That tells you the sort of person Atsu is. Very humble, and also ever ready to assist the vulnerable in society.
Back here at the family house of Christian, the support received from government.
So far, it's been overwhelming. Government has been very supportive. Right from the very day the incident happened, and they've not let us down. The president of the nation called the ambassador, called the sports minister, and asked them to be able to find our brother alive. But the unfortunate happened, and they didn't just leave it there. They've flown him back home, and as the Vice President said, His Excellency the Vice President said, they will continue to support the family till the final day. So for support of government, they've been with us, and they are still doing whatever they are supposed to do as government to let everything succeed as they want it to.
Has the family met on the burial ceremony, right, and place of burial?
That is being done with consultation with family. That will be done on Monday at 3 p.m. at the Flagstaff House. So after that, I think everything will come to the public domain.
Former Black Stars head coach Kwesi Appiah heralded a list of key personalities to visit Atsu's family on Friday. The ex-Kotoko coach donated items to the family, pledged support towards the funeral, and signed a book of condolence. Speaking to Citi News, Kwesi Appiah joined growing calls for government to name a monument after the late footballer.
His behavior and everything that he does, he's not a person that I thought, who lives now. Looking at his age, I thought this is the time that he has to begin life. It's just unfortunate.
The world will always remember you as the man who gave him his debut in 2012. What went into that decision?
I monitored him for some time, and after monitoring him, I invited him and told him to look, try and not to impress me, but impress the populace. And since then, Ghanaians have had belief in him.
You got the chance to also look at him on and off the pitch. I'm sure the world is lauding his humanitarian works. How do you feel about such a life lived by such a personality?
I think Atsu is totally different. On the pitch, he's a totally different player. He doesn't joke with his training. And in a match, if you give him a role to play, he does all what he can. Making sure either he gets a goal or assists his brother to score. Off the pitch, it's a totally different person. The government is getting involved with the burial services. I hope they go a step further, to make sure they name something after him. If you look at what he's done, as a player, and I think this started when it was in 1980. Since then, I've never heard of a player we can do some memorial thing to remember him always. It doesn't matter whether I cry here or wherever Atsu prefers or the family prefers. They can do something. I think he's also building a school for the orphanage, and he's got to a stage. And I think this is something that the government can continue and then name the thing after Atsu. And the younger ones who are coming now can have a look at it and say, oh, he was playing for national team and he was doing this, doing that. And that's why he's got that memorial thing.
Also on Friday, several former national team players paid a courtesy call on Atsu's family. They include Samuel Asekufor, Ibrahim Tanko, Kwame Ayu, Gordon Atram, John Pentel, Augustine Ahimfo, Yusuf Chipsa, Sam Johnson, Peter Oforikwe, and Malam Yaya. They were in the company of former GFA Vice President George Efriye. Ex-Ghana right-back John Pentel eulogized Atsu after their visit.
I'm a man who loves good players, good footballers. We were one of the kind. Great player, great personality, amazing person, humble soul, Christian Atsu. And I believe that wherever he so finds himself, is resting in peace.
Musicians Dinah Samoa and Kena Yusuba had their turns to commiserate with the Atsu family. They offered their condolence and treated the family to this.
We are here to also take our support to support our brother and all the family, because it's not our small man. he do what he can do. He support Ghana, he support Africa, he support well. And him with man.
A charity group, the Keys Foundation, associated with Atsu's humanitarian works, expressed their deepest condolence on their visit to the family. So deliberations are still ongoing for the burial of Christian Atsu. On Monday, President Nana Akufo-Addo will meet the Sports Ministry, the Ghana Football Association and the family of the player to finalize modalities for his burial. Reporting for Citi News, I am Evans Ofochu Manso.
Well, that's it for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom. Our website, Citi Newsroom, has more. My name is Vivian Kai Loko. Thank you so much for joining us.